大家好，欢迎来到文美集团美国升学直通车。文美集团美国升学直通车是洛杉矶华人资讯网和文美教育集团联合制作播出的北美首档大型的网络直播教育节目。在这个节目当中，你将会了解到最新最权威的教育资讯，还有升学的建议。在我们的过程当中，无论是学生还是家长，都有任何的美国升学教育问题都可以给我们留言。我们的嘉宾呢，也会尽量解答大家的问题。文美集团是美国著名的大学申请及规划辅导机构，20年规划经验，全网200万加粉丝关注万博士教育讲座。在美国洛杉矶、纽约、芝加哥等12个城市设有服务中心，为广大华人子女提供教育服务。文美集团专注于12年级名校申请及6到11年级大学提早规划服务，教育学博士+常春藤名校面试官顾问团队，中美双顾问模式，为6到12年级学生提供最好、最全方位的大学规划服务。欢迎大家扫码关注文美官方微信公众号，若和文美的客服互动，请添加微信号文美集团的全拼音。文美的咨询热线是18887890942。今天在我线上的依然是文美集团的教育总监万博士。万博士好。
主持人好，华人网的观众朋友们大家好。
好的，下面我们有请皮埃尔先生为大家带来升学大讲堂。
Hi, this is Pierre for WinMay. Today's topic is insights into the 2025 Ivy League admission cycle, including strategy, trends, and case studies. The 2025 Ivy League admission cycle promises to be as competitive and dynamic as ever, with several noteworthy changes that aspiring students need to consider. As an admissions counselor for WinMay, I understand the importance of staying informed about these developments and helping students craft a strategic approach to maximize their chances of acceptance. In this case, we'll explore key insights into the upcoming admission cycle, including updates to application processes, how students can develop an effective admission strategy, and detailed case studies of successful applicants. So for the first part, we're going to be talking about key trends in Ivy League admissions for 2025. Number one would be test optional policies and standardized testing. The pandemic's impact on standardized testing has continued to shape Ivy League admissions policies. While most Ivy League institutions have reinstated testing requirements, the role of standardized testing remains a point of consideration for applicants. So, in other words, to include or not to include test scores, that's what it comes down to. So the first part, test optional nuances. Schools like Harvard and Princeton have adopted a nuanced approach, allowing students to submit test scores if they believe they will enhance their application. This means that a student with a strong SAT or ACT score should consider submitting them, while those with lower scores might benefit from focusing on other aspects of their application. Second part would be strategic use of test scores. For students applying to schools with reinstated test requirements, it's crucial to aim for scores within or above the median range for admitted students. For instance, the middle 50% SAT score range for admitted students at Harvard is typically between 1460 and 1570. Students should consider taking the test multiple times if needed, utilizing test prep resources, and reporting only their highest scores. So to this point, I would like to mention, and I think I have in the past before in other videos, that we offer SAT prep classes. So I actually am one of the SAT tutors for WinMay, so you would see, not uncommon to see students that I do the admissions consulting meetings with to also do some of the test prep with them as well. Number two, increased focus on holistic review. The Ivy League schools have long emphasized a holistic review process, but this approach is becoming even more critical as application numbers swell. Admission committees are looking for beyond grades and test scores to understand the full narrative of an applicant. So the first aspect would be essays and personal statements. The personal statements and supplemental essays are crucial components of the application. Schools like Yale and Columbia are interested in how a student's life experiences, challenges, and achievements have shaped their worldview. A compelling essay might discuss how a student overcame adversity, developed a passion for a particular field, or made a significant impact in their community. So to this effect, I would like to mention again that we offer essay services in terms of peer review, editing, idea generation. We have a wealth of experience when it comes to handling admissions essays, so you can also consider that as part of the application process that we can help you with. Next part would be extracurricular activities. With the emphasis on holistic review, extracurricular involvement is more important than ever. However, it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Students should focus on a few activities where they can demonstrate leadership, commitment, and impact. Whether it's starting a nonprofit, leading a student organization, or conducting independent research, the goal is to show depth and dedication. So to this end, I'd like to mention that WinMei offers a variety of programs, including the WinMei Leadership Program, whose goal is to help you start a nonprofit by the end of it, and also teach you different leadership styles and the theory of leadership. The second program would be the WinMei Volunteer Program, which gives you the chance to earn an award, as well as gives you 5 activities. So if you're working to get to the 20 that are required by the UC app, or if you're working toward the 10 that are required by the Common App, 5 would be a considerable amount of those activities. So you can get 5 because you'll be working with 5 different organizations for that program. And then when it comes to talking about research, we also offer a third-party research program where you get paired with a university professor at a top school. And the goal of that program is for you to conduct research and in the end have your work to be published, and you can get credit for it. And that's something that you can include on your application. Okay, number 3, diversity and inclusion initiatives. Diversity and inclusion continue to be major priorities for Ivy League institutions. Schools are seeking to build a diverse student body that reflects a wide range of backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives. The first point is first generation and underrepresented minority students. Many Ivy League schools, including Harvard and Penn, have increased their efforts to recruit first generation college students and students from underrepresented minority groups. This means that students from these backgrounds should highlight their unique experiences and perspectives they bring to the table. So that's something to keep in mind when you're crafting your essays or when you're conducting your college interviews. You can bring that up, and that might be able to help your chances. Geographic and socioeconomic diversity. Schools are also focusing on geographic and socioeconomic diversity. Students from rural areas, low-income backgrounds, or less represented states should emphasize how their background has influenced their aspirations and what they can contribute to the campus community. So this is basically saying that if you have been, let's say, underprivileged, how overcoming that obstacle in your life and, achieving admission to, let's say, a prestigious university, how you'll be able to give back not only to where you live, let's say your home community, but also the campus community as well, how you'll be involved and help people of maybe, let's say, a similar background that are part of the community. The next part of what we're going to be talking about is developing a strategic admissions approach. Given the trends and challenges of the 2025 admissions cycle, it's essential for students to develop a comprehensive strategy to maximize their chances of acceptance into an Ivy League school. Here's how students can approach their application process. Number 1, early planning and preparation. So what does that include? Course selection. Students should start planning their course load as early as freshman year, ensuring that they take the most rigorous courses available to them. This typically includes a mix of honors, AP, and IB classes. A student aiming for an Ivy League school should consider taking challenging courses in core subjects like math, science, and humanities. For example, taking AP Calculus BC or IB higher level math can demonstrate academic strength, especially if the student is interested in STEM fields. So this would also include attending competitions as well. like for example, math competitions, so that you can further enrich your math education. The second part would be extracurricular development. Starting early allows students to explore various extracurricular activities and find those that are genuinely interesting to them. By sophomore year, they should be narrowing their focus to a few key activities where they can assume leadership roles or make significant contributions. So maybe 9th and 10th grade is about trial and error, figuring out, exploring your options, seeing different extracurricular activities, organizations, maybe even sports, seeing what you like, what you're interested in, and then maybe junior and senior year, you can focus on them and then maybe possibly achieve a leadership role. Like it could be president, vice president, founder, secretary, treasurer, anything like that, where you're doing more than just being a general member. Okay, and then the second part of this subtopic is crafting a strong application narrative. So theme or spike, so we've had meetings about this. We did a video on this before, the idea of a spike. Ivy League admissions officers often look for a spike in the student's application, an area where the student excels and stands out. This could be a particular academic interest, a talent, or a cause the student is passionate about. For example, a student interested in environmental science might focus on sustainability projects, advanced coursework in biology and chemistry, and internships related to conservation. So in other words, you're not limited to just one thing. When you're interested in something, you explore different options. For example, you can attend more advanced courses, you can attend an internship, you can become part of a sustainability project. There's many different ways that you can become involved when you're really passionate about something. The second part would be personal story. Their narrative should be cohesive and reflective of the student's journey. This involves tying together their academic interests, extracurricular activities, and personal experiences into a compelling story that aligns with their future goals. So you want to think about where you've been, where you are, and where you're going when you're talking about your personal essays, and how your academics and your extracurriculars, as well as the interactions you've had with other people, have helped shape that future. And then the last part of this subtopic is letters of recommendation. Strong letters of recommendation can significantly boost an application. Students should seek out teachers and mentors who know them well and can speak to their academic abilities, character, and contributions. It's helpful to build relationships with these individuals early on so they can provide detailed and personalized recommendations. So this is also something that's really important. You want to build that rapport with the teacher and the counselor as well. And so to do that, you have to, interact with them more. So a simple way to do that would just be basically asking questions, stopping by their office once in a while, just asking questions, building rapport. Number 3 is, and it's the last subtopic, is strategic college list and application timing. So the first part is balanced college list. While aiming for Ivy League schools, students should also apply a mix of reach, match, and safety schools. This ensures they have multiple options, including schools where they're more likely to be admitted based on their profile. Early action, early decision. Many Ivy League schools offer early action or early decision options, which can significantly increase the student's chances of admission. For example, the early decision acceptance rate at schools like Penn and Columbia is often higher than the regular decision rate. Students should consider applying early if they have a strong preference for a particular school and are confident in their application by the early deadline. So again, if you do apply early, you're basically previewing if you're going to be able to get in, and you can use that information, let's say if you get deferred, to basically come back stronger because you'll be sent to the regular decision applicant pool. And once there, you can think about what are some things that you can do to make your application stronger so that maybe you can get in during the regular decision round. And the last part I wanted to close with is case studies of successful Ivy League admissions. So case study 1, Jessica's journey to Harvard. Jessica was a student from a rural town in Wyoming, a state with fewer applicants to Ivy League schools. She was passionate about public health and community service, which she demonstrated through her involvement in local healthcare initiatives. Jessica started a campaign in her town to increase awareness about preventative healthcare, organizing free health screenings and educational workshops. She also conducted independent research on rural healthcare challenges, which she submitted as part of her Harvard application. So, strategic actions. Jessica's coursework included AP Biology and AP Chemistry, which supported her interest in public health. She also took advantage of online courses from top universities to supplement her learning. Her personal statement detailed her motivation to improve healthcare in underserved communities, tying her background to her future goals. She applied early action to Harvard, capitalizing on her unique background and strong application narrative. The outcome was that Jessica was accepted into Harvard, where she plans to study public health and continue her advocacy for rural health care. Case study 2, Alex's admission to Yale. Alex was a first-generation college student from a low-income family in Chicago. His passion was computer science, which he pursued through various projects, including creating a mobile app to help local businesses manage their online presence. Alex also participated in a summer program at MIT where he developed a machine learning model to predict housing prices in urban areas. Strategic actions. Alex's high school coursework included AP Computer Science and Advanced Calculus. He also audited online courses in artificial intelligence from Stanford and attended coding boot camps. His application narrative focused on his journey as a first-generation student and how he used his skills in computer science to support his community. He obtained strong letters of recommendation from his computer science teacher and his mentor at the MIT summer program. The outcome was Alex was accepted to Yale, where he plans to major in computer science and continue working on projects that benefit underserved communities. So in closing, I'd like to say that the 2025 Ivy League admission cycle will be one of the most competitive yet, with an increased emphasis on holistic review, strategic use of standardized tests, and a focus on diversity and inclusion. To maximize their chances of acceptance, students should start planning early, develop a strong and cohesive application narrative, and consider strategic application timing, such as early action or early decision. By understanding the nuances of the admissions process and crafting a thoughtful and strategic approach, students can position themselves as compelling candidates for Ivy League schools, whether through unique extracurricular activities, compelling essays, or strong letters of recommendation. Every aspect of the application should reflect the student's strengths and potential contributions to the Ivy League community. And that's it for today.
感谢皮埃尔先生，有任何的问题，大家还可以直接来咨询文美集团。文美集团是美国著名的大学申请及规划辅导机构，20年规划经验，全网200万加粉丝关注万博士教育讲座，在美国洛杉矶、纽约、芝加哥等12个城市设有服务中心，为广大华人子女提供教育服务。文美集团专注于12年级名校申请及6到11年级大学提早规划服务，教育学博士加常春藤名校面试官顾问团队，中美双顾问模式，为6到12年级学生提供最好、最全方位的大学规划服务。欢迎大家扫码关注文美官方微信公众号，若和文美的客服互动，请添加微信号文美集团的全拼音。文美的咨询热线是1888-789-0942。感谢您收看我们今天的节目，我们下期见。